Welcome to this Slurpit training course. In this video, I will explain you a little bit about the basis of Slurpit. I will show you how the architecture is being built and what you can expect of the application in this course. Afterwards, you should continue watching the other videos where my colleague Arslan went a bit more into a deep dive to explain you like how everything is worked, how everything is set up, and what you can do with it. So to start with, what is Slurpit? Slurpit is a network inventory discovery tool. So what we can do is we can, for 170 vendors at the moment, we can build something we call templates, where we can parse like live network data and structure it in tables. And this way you have like one solution which contains kind of like a copy of your network. We sometimes call it a digital twin, but what it in essence is, it's like a structured logical database of all your live networking data, which you can use for projects, automation, comparison, cost saving to see like, okay, what's using most power, or where could we increase amount of switch size or port size, all kinds of things. And in this video, we will show you how it's set up, and in the following videos, we'll show you how to use it. And before we start, I want to show you like how the architecture is being set up. And I think this is like one of the key elements of why Slurpit is so cool and so modern, because we made it something we call a multi-service platform. So the Slurpit instance itself consists currently out of 4 containers: a portal, which is the GUI and the REST API. We have a warehouse, which on the back end is a NoSQL database where we can like store a bunch of data unstructured, and herefore we can manage kind of any kind of network. We have a scanner and a scraper. The scanner is also known as the device finder or the crawler. We added this because if you install Slurpit and there are no devices in it, we cannot really start collecting the data from your network. So to make that easier, we separated it in two. So here's the portal, here's the warehouse. The device finder will start scanning your network. It will use layer 2 and 3 ping. When devices are responding in a range, we'll try with SNMP to allocate the device, like is it the Cisco IOS, is it the Cisco Nexus or XR. We add it to the system, and when it's added to the system, the scraper, also known as the data collector, kicks in and starts collecting the actual data from the devices. The cool thing about this design is that you can run it on-premise or in the cloud. So you could, for example, say, okay, well, I run the portal on-premise and in the cloud, but I keep the data warehouse and like everything where my sensitive network data is on-prem. This way you can build some kind of SaaS model. But the best thing about this is what I like, you can do horizontal scaling. So we keep the GUI in the API, we keep the data warehouse in the middle, but we can actually start horizontally scaling up the device finder and the data collector for like large networks or segmented networks. And this way they can all work together to speed up the whole process. So this is a little bit about the backend and the architecture. This is actually how the application itself looks like. So what can you expect? The first time when you log in, you get this dashboard. And in the dashboard, it already tells you like, okay, you're almost ready. There are a couple things missing. But what you get as well is like this wizard, which you can go through. And you don't per se have to read everything what happens here. For that, you can actually follow the other training courses where you get much more information how everything works. But the most important need to know is that before you can start using Slurpit, you need to configure a vault. You need to start adding devices. By default, Slurpit has a free unlimited license for 10 devices. That means you can collect unlimited data from 10 devices. So the device finder, which will scan your network and try to find all devices, that's free in general. So if you just want to use Slurpit to build up a device inventory or to sync against one of your favorite single source of truths like Netbox or Nautobot, that's free with the device finder. But then when you want to start actually collecting the data, so think about ARP tables, interface tables, MAC addresses, and so on, that is in a free version limited to 10. So you just have enough time to actually start testing the solution. So yeah, this is a bit like what you see and how it works. I won't explain too much because else Arsalan doesn't have a lot to tell about anymore. What I would just like to emphasize a little bit is that in the course, Arsalan will talk about the vaults adding devices, the multiple way of adding devices. We have like an automatic device cleanup where we can automatically disable devices or remove them again. Templates, plannings, uh, collected data. So how does it look when we collect data and how can you add your own attributes in here? Transform rules. It's quite cool. We can manipulate data before it gets in, before it's actually being stored. It's a bit more techy, but it's really powerful. And on top of it, the API and all the other stuff we have. So as you can see, like we have a very extensive API, which can kind of do everything you see in the GUI. So that to said, I would say watch the course, see how Arsalan explains everything. If there are some topics you already know, or you say like, ah, this is too easy, I don't have to watch this, you can, for example, skip the video. But to learn how Slurpit is set up and what it all can do, I would really recommend you just like watch all the videos and yeah, start playing with it. So I would say good luck and enjoy.